morning, Mustangs. It's Tuesday, November 7th, and I'm Amira Islam.
And I am Avash Parichan. Now for some Mustang headlines. Changing the world with GHP growth, staff spotlight, and an updated policy on detentions.
In a world that's constantly changing, education serves as a powerful tool that can shape the future. Let's join Mustang News reporter Srihari Padmanabhan and find out about the growth and transformation of the Governor Honors Program.
Since 2018, FSA students have been admitted as finalists to GHP. This year, the program is expanding its reach and impact like never before. One area that has been consistently represented at GHP for FSA every year is math. This round of applications will be the 7th year FSA will participate. What does this expansion mean for FSA students applying to this year's program? It means more opportunities, more pathways to explore, and more chances to excel. GHP now offers nominations in 12 distinct areas, from mathematics and science to humanities and arts. Previous to this, the highest number of applicants FSA had was in 5 categories. For students, this growth translates into broader horizons of endless possibilities. It means an opportunity to explore and excel in their chosen fields, whether it's solving complex mathematical problems or expressing themselves through art. The first step after completing the internal FSA application is to secure a nomination by FSA's GHP coordinator. Nominees are responsible for completing and submitting online application forms. They will be notified by GHP via email between November 15th to November 17th if they're selected. For Mustang News, I am Srihari Padmanabhan.
We had a chance to interview one of the great staff members, Mr. Alfred, who is teaching Physics Honors, AP Physics 1, and AP Physics C classes. Here's Mustang News reporter Sungbin Chon with more.
In room 130, there's a teacher whose smile and greeting puts the students at ease and inspires them like no other. Mr. Alfred teaches many physics-focused classes here at FSA, such as Physics Honors, AP Physics 1, and AP Physics C Mechanics. Interestingly, Mr. Alfred has been two sides of the FSA classroom, the first as a student and then now as a teacher.
I am Nicholas Alfred, and I teach physics here. I've taught physics here for a couple of years now. In terms of walking here, I've walked here since 2017, but I walked 2 years here as a substitute. Then I moved into full-time teaching. I believe this is my 4th year now. And if you include the fact that I was a student here, I was a student at FSA since I was in middle school.
Almost as interesting as his experience at FSA is his journey back to the Navy and teaching.
At Georgia Tech, obviously my degree was nuclear engineering, but I also worked there at the tutoring center for my last 2 years as well, and I really enjoyed it. So I knew I wanted to do some sort of teaching education thing when I was done. Initially, I joined the Navy, the new POC program, because I was planning on doing a couple of tours on a submarine, and then later transferring to be one of the teachers at the Naval College. But the stress fractures I got partway through basic training ended that. Yay. So I was I still want to do teaching, and I needed a job because obviously the Navy thing didn't work out. So I was well, I know Mr. Proctor, I know Miss Rogers, I know Miss Duziel, so I'm sure they could help me out, get me a job here while I try to figure out what I want to do. And they did, and I really liked teaching here, so I decided to stay.
Mr. Alfred has been consistent in contributing to the growth of the FSA community for a long time. As a student, he was part of the reputation building of FSA, and now as a teacher, he actively participates in the reputation FSA is enjoying, whether it is with the classroom experience he provides, his success with his AP students, or just his ability to inspire by prioritizing the learning experience. For Mustang News, I'm Sungbin Chon.
We should also always keep the mission of FSA in mind: to deliver an educational framework designed to achieve the highest academic results, and instill enduring strength of character by leveraging innovation and STEAM curriculums for college preparedness and lifelong student success.
You may have noticed that some of your friends have been pulled out of clubs recently. This is because FSA has just introduced detentions. On Wednesdays, if a student receives 5 or more conduct points, they may get called to go to detention during club time. If this detention is not served, it will be assigned to a later date. So remember, Mustangs, don't be tardy, stay in uniform, and stay out of trouble.
Just like we keep the mission of FSA in mind, it is equally important that we remind ourselves on the vision of FSA. Fulton Science Academy Private School endeavors to be a nationally recognized school, serving advanced and gifted students committed to academic success, civic responsibility, global citizenship, and high ethical values within a safe environment that celebrates diversity and is nurtured by the collaborative efforts of all stakeholders.
And now it's time for the weather. This week we will be seeing average highs of 75s and lows of 50s. Be prepared, Mustangs. Temperatures are dropping, especially on Thursday.
Today's quote shines a light on this month's iCare value of resiliency. Gabor Tully, an American speaker and educator, shares, "Persistence and resilience only come from having been given the chance to work through difficult problems."
Ready for some laughs? It's time for the joke of the day. What do you call a fake noodle? An impasta.
On this day in history in 1935, Frederick Joliot and Irene Joliot-Curie were awarded the Chemistry Nobel Prize for their synthesis of new radioactive isotopes.
Before we go, we just have a couple of reminders. You should always be in proper uniform and in appropriate spirit and dress down attire on those designated dates. Check the newsletter for more detailed information. But more importantly, attendance matters, since missing school can also mean missing important class information.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of Mustang News. And don't forget to subscribe to FSA's YouTube channel. I am Amira Islam.
And I am Avash Bhattachan, reminding you to stay safe and healthy, Mustangs, especially with flu season approaching. And that when we, you, and I care, we are always #stronger together.